It's crazy how this always, whenever I'm trying to do a Facebook, there's all these internet issues, but any other time, we don't be having no issues with the internet. Only when I'm doing readings, right? Alright, so that's all the invites y'all gonna get. Forgive my weird camera-ness. I'm trying to figure out this new little situation I got here. Oh wait, am I gonna be able to stop the live? There we go. There we go. Alright, I know that was a little rough. Sorry guys, forgive me. You know me, I'm always raggedy with my with my tech stuff, right? What's up, Facebook? It's your girl Jedi, Empress Jedi, the rabble rouser, high priestess of my art. This is a Black Enlightenment production. Okay, cards are talking already. Look, we don't even get time to introduce ourselves. We're going to leave them right where they at. We're going to pick up the rest. Hallelujah. You guys go ahead and get your protection prayers in, okay? This is a Black Enlightenment production. Here at Black Enlightenment, we are indeed broadcasting conscious, most highest, be glorified, magnified, and praised in all you think, do, and say, y'all. Let's get it in here. Say your protection prayers, guys, always, no matter who it is, no matter who they are, no matter how they feel about you, no matter what their intentions are for you. You always want to pray a protection prayer over yourself so that nothing that doesn't serve your highest good will cling to you, and that nothing that does serve your highest good will ever escape you, right? So go ahead and get that prayer on. Of course, my intentions for you are nothing but the best. No matter who you are, even if you're like the most karmic, horrible person, you know, my intentions for you are still the best, right? You might have to get to the best by way of a lot of suffering for the suffering you've caused, but I wish it for you so that you can come on and be the best. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. But you should still say a prayer because, you know, you want to make sure that you're receiving what's for you. This is a general reading, which means it's pulling on the energy of the largest number of people who are going to watch this, right? So the specifics may or may not apply to you in any given way. And there are going to be things that you're going to pick up that I am not necessarily going to pick up on. Sorry, guys, I'm still trying to fix my camera after I picked it up. I had it right, and then I picked it up to push highlight to let people know I'm live, because I know y'all be like, damn, she's so sporadic with it these days. So I have to, you know, I hit the highlight so y'all get the whatever. Anyway, yeah. So let's call it. Wow, King's showing up. All right, King. The King is showing up. I feel the energy before I get into the cards. Okay, so this is a collective reading, which means it's pulling on the energy of the most people who are going to see this, right? That I don't know, but the divine does, right? And so the divine is the one who is going to, you know, give us the reading. In the energy today, I feel things are moving, but it's like a duck, right? Like a duck looks like he's just gliding along the water, but his feet are like underneath the water. It feels like that today. It feels like a duck on a pond. Like it looks like just nothing happening, but underneath there is some shit churning. That's what I feel in the energy. All right, so first card's out. We call in the spirit of love, truth, wisdom, justice, prophecy, foresight, insight, hindsight, compassion, clarity. Talk to us. Sweet Gilgala, granddaughter of Adam and Eve, fourth child of Abdiel and Isha Shah. Now the angel of life, master of the wheel of constellations. Please touch us as we go forth in this reading. Tell us what we need to know for our best good. We cast out all dark, unsavory, unkind, anything that represents a downward spiritual trajectory. You may not infuse your energy here. You can stick around and observe because maybe you'll learn something, but you may not infuse your energy here. Amen. All right, just keep the haters away. Okay, guys, so let's get into it. All right, so the way that I do the Facebook reads is a little bit more educational than the TikTok ones because this one I'm on my own time, right? So here in the middle of the board represents present energy. This side represents past energy. This side represents future energy. This down here represents the unseen world. This up here represents the material world, kind of, sort of, for the most part, right? This is the heart of the reading. we will discuss the specific positions around the board as they come up. All right, so first card out was this one, and this card represents, oh shoot, hold on guys, sorry, give me a second. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. Sorry guys, don't run away, I'm right here. Sorry guys, give me a second. I'll be right back with you. I want to make sure I have my little notebook with me because y'all know with the astrology signs, I'll be mixing up. Who do I mix up all the time? I think I mix up, where is it? All right, I guess I want to go without it. Now, typically in a reading, I don't even ever refer to it, but I like to have it there in case I do. So now that I can't find the book, right? The chances of me needing to refer to it have greatly increased, right? But I found it. So yeah, where were we? What was I saying before I walked away? I guess I was just going to read that card, huh? But I thought I was saying something about, wow, that's strange. All right, so that's not insignificant either, right? A little bit of scattered energy going on, right? That under the waters, like the image that I gave of the duck, right? A duck is sort of the right image because it shows you how something on the surface can look calm, but underneath the surface there could be a lot going on. But with the duck, it's very orderly, right? With the duck, it's just both feet are moving together, to propel the duck forward. But in the way that I'm experiencing the energy this morning is like, it's not like a duck moving itself along the water. It's like the duck, having muscle spasms and being attacked by, I don't know what eats ducks or whatever, but like it's that kind of stuff under the water. It's not nice and orderly, rapid movement. It is a little bit chaotic down under there, okay? So now, so the first card out, this one was first. This represents like alertness, dutifulness, paying attention, stay woke. This is the stay woke card, right? So this stay woke, it also, I like to see it as 4 people fighting back to back, right? So like this person doesn't have to worry about his back, his right or his left because these people have him, like they say in the military, like I got your 6, right? Like because this person is so diligent, this person doesn't have to worry about his back. Because this person is so diligent, you dig me, right? So that's how I see this card. And it did come out, I think it came out in its true form, right? It came out, suggesting that somebody really needs to stay woke, and somebody knows they need to stay woke, right? Somebody knows they need to stay woke. Maybe the king is the one that needs to stay woke, or somebody needs to stay woke because the king is near, right? And that is one thing you don't want. You don't want the king to show up and your house looks like mine right now. Like, y'all, okay, not to, I know some people say I overshare, but this is the type of shit I'm talking about, right? Like, look at the pile of laundry over there waiting on me to come and fold it, right? Like, let me tell y'all how that laundry definitely might be there all damn day, right? That's not what you want when the king shows up. When the king shows up, you don't want to have to run over across the room and grab a pile of laundry and like hide it, throw it in the bedroom somewhere or something like you don't really want to do that when the king shows up, right? You know what they say? Stay ready, you won't have to get ready, right? And so that's kind of what energy's giving me, right? Like, stay ready so you won't have to get ready. And I don't know if this is to the king or because the king is near. But this is the, like, in the forefront of your mind, of someone's mind position, the thing that they are like thinking, turning over in their head, right? And so someone is like, somebody needs to stay woke, somebody needs to stay guarded, somebody needs to stay protected, right? It could also mean that someone, if this is the king in this energy, it could also be that he's seeing the need to protect someone, the need to guard someone, the need to make sure somebody is cool, because that's king energy, right? King energy is fatherly, right? Is good fatherly. So it's very protect and provide energy, that king energy. But I think the part of king energy that a lot of people overlook, because we see things in terms of our colonized experience, compassion is one of the greatest characteristics of an upright king, right? So, yeah. That protect and provide thing is true, but it's out of a sense of compassion that he does it, which really drastically changes what is acceptable as protection and provision, right? Yeah. So somewhere this king, whatever's going on with this king, it has to do with somebody needing to stay woke, needing to stay vigilant, right? And now down here, this corner represents influences, right? The voices in your head, the voices in your ear, or sometimes it's a hidden hand of influence, right? So this is energy that's moving from the outside into the inside of this situation, right? And here we've got, this card represents two good friends. It comes distorted, completely distorted. So somewhere in the influence is a hater, somebody who is literally trying to either break up two friends or is a really bad friend. And that is the biggest influence into why this king is in stay woke mode, right? And I'm really feeling, guys, like this is someone that the king wants to protect. I don't know if it's protecting from their friend, the person being protected is being protected from their friend, or from the king's friend, or from both. Maybe it's the same friend, I don't know, but it's feeling like that, right? I'm gonna shuffle the king into the deck here. I'm just gonna cut him in, and then I'm just gonna see what else happens. If he wants to come out, he'll come out. Wow, and I'm seeing the bottom of the deck. Fate, guys. You know, I like to talk about fate and destiny sometimes when they come up. What's the difference between the two? Which do you control? Which do you not control? Okay. If life is like a triathlon, okay, fate is each of the race changes. You start out running, 3 miles, and then you swim for 2 miles. Fate is the fact that at a point, if you continue on the race so far, at a point you are going to have to get in water, right? You are fated to get in water if you enter that race. Destiny is whether you actually get there or not, how fast you get there, what condition you're in when you get there. All of those are things that you have a lot of control over, the destiny part, okay? But the fated part, you don't. You don't get to control how far into the race you get into the water. You don't get to control the temperature of the water. You don't, right? Like those things you don't control, right? But as long as you continue on the race, you are going to have periods where you are controlling your destiny. But then there are going to be moments that are fated that you do not control, right? So fate comes out. Right, so something about all of this is fated, okay? All right. Interestingly enough, this fate and destiny are often used interchangeably in, like I think in general. And so if you look up the symbols, some of them will say fate and some of them will say destiny, right? For which one it represents. But I find it to represent fate. And when it's turned, like on its side or something, I will see that it's a twist of fate, meaning somebody made a destiny move that like lined up fate, right? Anyway, which is what a twist of fate is. A twist of fate is somebody making a destiny decision that either lines them up with a certain fate or takes them out of a certain fate. For instance, let's go back to the example, and I'm sorry I'm not reading my cards in this moment. I'm just kind of talking with you guys, but I gotta be who I am, right? I gotta give you what I got. I can't be who I'm not, as I used to say. So, what was I talking about? Okay, in the triathlon example, like a twist of fate, what I mean by saying those are destiny moments that change our fate are things like you decide not to drink water, and so everyone else stops at the water station to get water, but you don't get water, you keep going. And so in that way, you twisted fate because the runner that was in the lead stopped to get water and didn't notice you went by. So you both made a destiny decision, right? Something within your control that now twisted what's going to happen in that fated moment. You didn't change fate in that the swimming location is different or anything like that, but you change how that fated moment at the swimming place when you arrive will work out. Your destiny decisions have now, I guess, I won't say altered fate, but have played into your fate, right? I hope that makes some sense. I know that was a lot, guys, but yeah. Anywho, we got, somebody's changed. We got the old man, father time, divine fatherly wisdom, Father Yah on the board, right? With you've changed. So this king, I'm feeling like I'm looking at the king now. This king has grown wise because of miracles. The king has grown wise because of miracles and faith. Okay, the king has grown. He doesn't want to be a hypocrite anymore. The king has grown. It's a bad strategy. Wow. Being a hypocrite's a bad strategy. This king has grown in faith because of miracles, and because of his enemies. Ooh, so the enemies of this king made them grow in faith somehow. Like these enemies, wow, interesting. All right, tell us. Wow, look at this. Okay, cards, talk to us. What's going on here? A good marriage, hope. All right, so this is hoping. This is hopes and fears here. These are our projections, right? So someone is hoping and fearing for a good marriage. So whoever it is that was breaking up these two friends are probably fearing this good marriage. But I'll bet you this king is the one hoping for this good marriage. And now that this comes out like this, and we've got a really kind of a tidy triangle going on here, boom, 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 right? It's exactly that. It's the triangulation that happens, that toxic thing that happens when like someone wants to build with someone that the people in their life perceive as a threat, right? And then, so what happened here is the people around this king perceived someone as a threat and tried to infiltrate that and break that up. That's their worst nightmare, but it's his dream. But something about what they did, there was something that happened that was miraculous. Probably this other party, whether it's a woman or a business partner or whatever it is, this other party probably was unscathed by maybe the attempts of these ones who want to break up this friendship. But whatever happened, it caused this king to like really believe in miracles in a big way, to increase in faith, and to realize that him and his friends, something about that, need to be left the fuck alone. Maybe he's realizing that they have had their hands in keeping him unmarried or something, like keeping him out of good relationships, like all the best ones that come along, they chase away, he's feeling. Anyway, wow, these cards are not playing. And from the outside looking in, it looks like a strategy. So from the outside looking in, people can see that this king and these people are now engaged in somewhat of a game. Like people are looking and watching to see how it's going to turn out. It's like all the cousins knowing that your sister broke you and your boyfriend up, And now, and then the boyfriend found out that your sister was lying, and now he's coming to the family reunion, but they know that your sister has a plan, at the family reunion to show some pictures of you while you two were broken up, of you kissing some dude you went on a date with, and that's your sister's plan, because she found out that the boy was coming. And then they also know that your granny has a plan to keep your sister busy because your granny really likes you and this person together. So even though your sister's plotting, granny's also plotting. Granny's going to keep her out of the way. Like, that's how people from the outside looking in are seeing it. They're seeing all of these levels of people having their hands in other people's lives. Like, that's what the people from the outside looking in are seeing. They're seeing people strategically moving people around the board, like pieces of the board. And from the outside looking in, guys, it's looking a little witchy. From the outside looking in, they're seeing witchcraft. They're seeing that it is dark and witchy. They're like, this isn't like people, something about it is like the people involved could be very churchy or like really Muslim, they're like the most hijab wearing, salat making, Arabic speaking, Quran quoting Muslims on the block, but they're like, doing nasty shit, like putting their period blood in their man's spaghetti and shit. Like, we're talking about that, right? Or like those church, the church usher board that's actually a coven of witches that spread all the gossip that they collect up from everybody on the prayer list. You know what I'm saying? This is that kind of energy, how people are seeing it. Like, people are seeing it like real dark, and like the strategies they're seeing like yuck, but they're not feeling like it's not working. They're recognizing the spiritual edge to it, but they're not seeing like, oh, that don't work. No, they're seeing that it's working but not working. Like a girl walks in and like something working, not working. Okay, like for instance, the plan with the sister to show the pictures of the guy that they were kissing or whatever, and then she brings them, and then grandma distracts her, but somehow the pictures do get circulated, and so the pictures are circulating around, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that when he finds out people are showing like the pictures, and he's like, well, let me see, fuck it, So then he sees the pictures, and he's like, I've always been looking out for you. He's trying to convince the girl that he's always been looking out for her. He's always been watching to make sure she was safe. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, no, really, I knew you went on that date. I was right there watching to make sure that you got home safe, right? And so she's like, nuh-uh. So now the pictures have materialized. He's like, look, that's me in the car across the parking lot. Look, you see my car? And so when you zoom in on the picture, yeah, his car is there. Now that might seem a little stalky to some people, but just to others, it's good to know that there's eyes on you. Especially when dating, because these motherfuckers is crazy out here. People be disappearing on some old, real casual, supposed to be a really casual encounter. Motherfuckers be disappearing, right? So, like, this is like that. Like, they saw that it worked, but not worked, right? Like, they see that these things that these people are doing, the strategic moves that people are making, are having impact. But they're also seeing that they're not necessarily having the impact that the people are intending them to have. Wow, this is a lot of energy, guys. This is a lot of energy. I told you I saw a lot going on. I felt a lot going on. Wanted to get in these cards and see what's going on here. All right, so now we've got democracy coming out in the subconscious, right? Democracy. Yeah, so this king that's feeling protective over this person, it might be the king. Everybody's hiding. There's nobody in the center of the read, right? So that's saying to me that this is one of those readings where everyone's energy is equally lending to the read, right? So it's not necessarily from one perspective or another. It's this jumbled chaos that's going on under the waters, right? So anyway, down here in the subconscious, we've got democracy. So something about this is like you you asked for this, you voted for this. This is fair, right? This is fair for you to, this is fair. The people who are responsible should be the ones who, reap the benefits. Yeah, these people are seeing. Okay, so from the outside, the people know that this was just okay, I'm just going to have to say it. The people from the outside know that there was witchcraft performed against this star person, who I believe is the person that the king wants to protect. People on the outside know that this was a battle of good and evil. They know that this is a battle of good and evil. Wow, times change. Oh, my thumb. Thumbs represent cooperation. In fact, there's a card in this deck that is a thumb. It represents cooperation. This is times change. It lands on my thumb. So that's telling me that there is partnerships and things like that are going to be very different. Oh, somebody doesn't want that. Somebody doesn't want those times. Somebody's going to resist that. Somebody, that's like the king cutting off the people that he realized did this witchy shit. And guys, witchcraft and black magic could be just rumors, right? That's witchcraft. When you say people are witches, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cooking up brews and, putting period blood in spaghetti and weird, nasty, foul shit like that. Like, I'm just curious how you could kiss them. We're not going to get into that. But anyway, yeah, people can see that whatever this was that was done, right? Whatever kind of witchcraft it was, whether it was, slicing the throats of animals under fire under the moon, or just starting rumors. Whichever it was, people can clearly see that this was a battle of good and evil with this person who this king wants to protect at the center. Like, this person represents good and everybody else represented evil. And people can clearly see that. And they see that whoever this person was, that this star person that was being alienated from the king by these people that wanted to break up this friendship, it showed the people who were bystanders the excellence of the star person. So it's like, it's like the movie 300 or something like that, right? Like the odds, when the odds are stacked against you and you still come out on top, then you really, really come out on top. Like, if you come out on top when it's fair, that's one level of recognition. But when you come out on top and it's been like unfair advantages against you, it just elevates you. And that's how the people are seeing whatever this was that happened. The neutral people that have been observing, okay? I'm not talking about the people necessarily from either team, although I'm sure there are people in all of these camps that are falling into this, but these are the outsiders looking in. The outsiders looking in may never have recognized that this star was quite the star that they are until they saw them go through this bullshit with this coven of evildoers, and then they was like, damn, he or she is solid as a motherfucker, he or she is smart as a motherfucker, he or she is protected as a motherfucker, like he or she is other level. Like, that's how this as all the chaos under the waters turns around and things start to boil over and people are hearing about whatever happened to keep these two friends, this king and this friend, whether it's whoever this king wants to protect, this star person, they basically elevated this star person to star status because of what they tried to do. And it's about humility. That's what they found so impressive about this star person, is that they did it so humbly. And they were vulnerable. It's something about the vulnerability, because this represents toughness, perseverance, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that they were so vulnerable. That they were vulnerable. So there's something about this person being humble and vulnerable, that is the impressive part, right? It's like one thing if you are being attacked and so you build a fort, right? And you turn all of your gardening tools into weapons. And then you take out 10 enemies. And now you live happily ever after. Versus you just keep gardening. And they come, you know, from 10 different directions. And you're just kind of minding your own business, gardening. You it like it looks like those cartoons where like, or the shows where like you don't even know it. You just go to open the shed door and you bonk one of the enemies on the head and knock him out, right? You didn't even see him. He was just about to come around the corner of the shed and grab you, and you just fling the shed door open and it bonks and knocks him out. And then, you know, you go to grab the shovel and you fling it over your shoulder to walk with it, and it whacks somebody on the head as you throw it over your shoulder. Like, it's that kind of energy, right? It's like the person didn't even go to great lengths to fortify, to fight back. They stayed vulnerable and still beat these people's ass. Like, you mean to tell me you didn't even actually engage them and you still won? Like, what would that have looked like if you had engaged them the way that they were engaging you? Is how people are seeing it, right? So, wow, interesting. Is that the Divine Phoenix in the room? Shoot me a thumb up or something if you're still in here, brother. Bless up. All right. Oh, yeah, exactly. They can't go back. Everybody is going to get what they pay for around this mother jumper, okay? Everybody's going to get what they pay for. It's democracy. You voted for it. We can't go back now after you already... It's like what the United States is dealing with. Y'all voted for the Orange Menace. Now y'all want to... Can we impeach? Is he crazy enough that we can get him out of there? Like, y'all let that crazy maniac into the White House again, okay? Y'all created that monster. Now deal with it. It's very right that the people that voted for him are the ones that are crying the loudest right now, because you asked for that. And that's what this is like. This is like, now that, you know what they say, the lies spread fast, but the truth will outlast, right? And so now that the truth done outlasted whatever was done to keep these two friends apart, now people want to switch sides and people want to play all kind of games and stuff. But no, baby, you already picked your side when you voted for that team. So stay your ass over there with them. Yeah, there's some stay over there with them. So you can't sit with us energy for sure. Yeah, because they're guilty as fuck. This is innocence. This is innocence. They're guilty as fuck. That's why. And they ain't getting no help. Okay? And this is the hopes and fears, right? So this is them hoping. This is them hoping they're going to get help. And this is them fearing that whoever they attacked is going to get help at the same time. And their hopes and fears are absolutely coming true, because this king that is, and you know, I find interesting that everybody's hiding from everybody. So, like, because you've got the energy of the people out here, but you don't have them showing themselves, right? We only had the king show himself at the bottom of the deck when we started out. But it's like everybody's kind of hiding from everybody because nobody can trust anybody anymore, because nobody knows what parts of the truth anybody knows. That's the thing, right? So they can't trust each other because it's such a tangled up mess of bullshit. And there have been so many weird things done to keep these two good friends apart. Then now that the stuff is starting to come out and people are starting to see what was actually done to keep them apart, a lot of people don't know who knows what about their role in shit. And that's just too fucking bad for them. Talk to me. Yeah, because they were really arrogant when they were talking all that shit, and now they have to shut up. Now they got to hide because people were making a show of it, right? People were making a show of it. People were getting clout off of off of keeping these two apart, off of talking that shit with dishonor. Yeah. Things have changed. Yeah, exactly. Like people were getting, there was a time when you could get social currency, like when talking shit on whoever this person that they were alienating from this king. There was a time when talking shit on that person was social currency. Like if you showed up to a party and you had some new, fresh, hot, dirty ass tea on that person, you were the shit. You were like, oh, okay, right? And so now, though, that people realize all that tea was pissy, it was lies, it wasn't even real. Now it has changed. Now all the people who got all that clout off of alienating this king and his friend, they got all that clout off of talking shit on the friend. Now that the friend is looking like a fucking star child, a literal actual star child, favored by the divine, working for the divine, superpowers and all that, okay? Now that this friend is looking like that, and now that the king is like, hold up, something is something fishy around here. Now people got to be humble. Now people got to hide. Now people can't show their faces. They don't want to go to parties and stuff no more. They ain't got so much to say on social media. They not even reading the group text no more, right? Yeah, because sweetness don't stay on the tongue forever, baby. Sweetness only stays on the tongue for a moment. They are sick of this change and of the times, baby. They want to go back. They can't go back and fix it. They can't go unset. Ooh, and they're losing money. They're losing money. Whatever unfairness they did something really unfair with money. Ooh, that's the part they can't take back. Okay, so the rumors and stuff is one thing, but these people were stealing. So that's the part, right? Like, okay, whatever you said about this person to make sure they couldn't get no help from this king is whatever, right? Okay, whatever. That may be illegal or unlawful, certainly unjust, but whatever, right? But the kicker is the money. There's money. There's money people stole, and they're losing it. They're losing money. Or they lost it. Either way, there's money. There's missing money on the board, and there's inequality, dishonor. So that means it's stolen money. It's like, and it might even be stolen money that somebody didn't even know they fucking had. This friend of the king didn't even know they had this money, probably. So, okay, so in that case, it's probably like a stolen agreement, a stolen contract. It's like that, kind of. So whatever they blocked, whatever blessing they blocked from this star seed friend of the king, who I don't know if this person even knows that this king even knows they exist, okay? They may or may not. But whatever this was, that's the part that is karmically coming around now. That's the chaos under the waters. Shit. This unjust handling of money that went down. Oh, because maybe they said that this person was broke, and then I'm not going to take that card, but it really almost want to come out. We're going to let it come out on its own, though. Maybe they said that this person was like a gold digger because they were broke, and then they commenced to like steal from them, so they looked broke. Weird shit like that, but it's weird. But it done pissed this king off. Holy Spirit, is there more? Is there more from this deck, Holy Spirit? Yeah. Ooh, no reconciliation. Reconciliation, no reconciliation. No reconciliation. Things are not going back the way the way that they were. We already saw that down here in the Sankofa energy that this is not going back. This is not going back. So these people, whoever these people are that broke up this friendship, are hoping that this is all going to blow over. But it is not going to blow over, okay? You stole money. You stole money from someone. And you use lies to cover up stealing of the money. And the lies that you used were slander and libel. So you're liable for that. Like you owe this person. And so reconciliation. Why? Wait, what? Hold on now. Hold on. Tell me more. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Clarify that thought, please. Okay. So I was wondering if, because this reconciliation was feeling like whoever these people were that moved against this friend are actually friends of the friend more than friends of the king. They're looking for reconciliation with the friend, not the king. So somebody in this mix is a friend of the friend. Like a friend of the person that the king wants to protect. And they're not going to reconcile that. It's not in the cards. All right, guys, look, let me see. Okay, let them out. Yeah, fuck, man. These people are enemies. Listen, this king sees these people so different now. Like this is okay. The one that wants the help is a very toxic woman. She's very determined. She's the one that recruited everyone. She's where this all started. Some really toxic woman who did not want to see this king have this partner. Okay? I don't know if this partner is like a marriage or a business partner or what. I don't know. But this woman here is she's the epicenter of the fuckery. She's the one who started the smallest rumor that started whatever it started to start coming against this starseed person. And so she's the one that blocked the help. She's the one that signed for the money, whatever that means, okay? So somewhere somebody was signing for money. She's the one that signed for the money. She's the one that blocked the help. She's the one that started the rumors. And it's not because she didn't want the king to have a good partner. She didn't want the king to have this partner because she knows this person. Now, I don't know if this is... okay, yeah. Okay, she wants the king to herself, maybe. So this is a woman. All right, this is a woman. Girl on girl crime, y'all. Here we go with the fuck shit. She's been revealed. Like, she cannot go back. This king recognizes this person is an enemy. Probably the friend now recognizes that this person is an enemy. Let me tell you something that is not going to happen. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You can talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, never getting back together. This band is never getting back together. I'm telling you that right now. Whoever this wicked woman is that started all this shit is going to face the music alone as ever. And all the flying monkeys and flunkies and junkies that she had working for her are all going to be scattered. No one is going to have anybody holding their hand for this, which is really crazy because they were locked arm in arm tight against whoever this was that they came against to keep away from this king person. These people were like tight. You would think that they were like, I don't know. They were tight as fuck, okay? They were tight as fuck. But now that the shit's hitting the fan, everybody is standing alone. Nobody knows who's telling what. Nobody knows who they're talking to. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Life will never be the same. They will never, ever, ever, whatever level of joy, the highest level of joy that any of these people have already experienced, who willfully and intentionally went after some innocent person, right? Whoever those people are, they have already experienced the highest joys of their life. The rest of their life, they will never experience joys higher than anything that they've already experienced, probably not even as high. They have paid with their joy. Damn. Because the person that they attacked was so good, and like good as in having a good heart, and because of the fierceness in which they attacked them in this group. Shit. And this blessing, when I first looked down, it was like this, and when I switched hands, it went like this. They turned a blessing into a curse. They were supposed to be blessed. All these people, you fucking idiots, all these people who went against this one. And remember, this is a collective reading, right? And this is an energy that this could apply to tens of thousands of people, right? So all the people who have gone against innocent people to make sure that they didn't come up, who have blocked, who have been the gatekeepers between people who could help innocent star seed visionaries, people, humanitarians, altruistic people, all the people who have intentionally blocked those kind of people, okay? And who have gone to great lengths, tried to hurt them, tried to murder them, all these things. You guys have paid with your joy because you're the person that you attacked. The whole point of their work, of their life, whatever this was, that connecting with this king would have like supercharged, and you didn't want that. So, but the thing is, whatever it was that they would have connected with this king and supercharged was to relieve suffering for a lot of, oh glory, a lot of people. I hear thousands of people. Thousands of people would have had joy infused into their life, or suffering lessened by way of this king and this other person coming together. And you, out of spite, not wanting this other person and this king to come together, all the work that you did, you paid with your joy because you stopped others from receiving joy through your attack on this person who is born to bring joy and to lessen suffering. Y'all done fucked around and found out. Y'all done fucked around and found out. Shit. A lot to say about the outcome not necessarily being seen or talked about. And I bet these motherfuckers don't want to see you talk about the outcomes because they're in deep shit. Oh, they're not talking about the fact that there's corrupt cops coming down. Corrupt cops are the ones who can't reconcile. What? Where do we get corrupt cops from? Where did they come from? Corrupt officials, corrupt coward officials. Corruption. It's looking at corruption. Corruption coming down is in the outcome. Corruption coming down is in the outcome. Okay, so this just got a little different. It was feeling like it was more personal, sort of, but okay, whatever. What are we seeing here? Good luck. Good fortune. Good fortune. Because somebody is innocent. Somebody's innocent, and so their innocence created the karmic the karmic reality that instead of an innocent person falling to these corrupt individuals, the corrupt individuals now are being pushed out of the world where this star person operates. They're being pushed out of the world and brought down. So it's like not only are they being brought down, but they're also being brought down far away from this one that they were attacking. Because the king holds that wall. The king doesn't want, now that he sees the length to which these people went to undermine this friendship, this marriage, whatever it is, this business partnership, whatever it is. Now that he sees the lengths to which they've gone, he stands as a wall between them. Wow. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Wow. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Nothing more from this deck? Oh, one more. Okay, I feel like that's the last pass with this deck. Something that's not necessarily being seen or talked about, but that is from the outside looking in. That this, okay, right. This is the classic, they took her kindness for weakness, right? Because they saw that she wasn't, the whole thing about why, and I'm saying she, so this feels like a man and a woman that people are keeping apart, because I keep saying she whenever I talk about this star. And, every star is not feminine, but anyway. Yeah, so it's that kindness for weakness thing people always fucking do, right? Like, just because this person, this feminine, was vulnerable didn't mean that she was weak, right? And so that is what is really being highlighted here, right? Is that she in no way was this a damsel in distress. This was a fucking warrior who took out all the assassins who came for her. But she didn't look like a warrior because she was just in her, garden, plucking green beans and canning for the winter and minding her own little ass business, looking all, vulnerable and shit. And she never changed. She never went and put on warrior clothes and all that, But she took all their asses out. So it's like, it's teaching everyone who's involved and observing the difference between vulnerability and weakness. Wow. Let me tell you something for true. The motherfuckers that did this, they'll think twice about doing this shit ever again. Ever again. They have paid with their joy. Sweetness stays on the tongue only for a minute. Again. Yeah. Twisted shit. Wow. All right. So this is the chieftain's chair. This is affluence and influence combined, I like to say. Right? So that's fallen on top of this. She was not weak. She was vulnerable, but she was not weak. It's falling there. So what that's done is it's proven that this person is worthy of a leadership position, right? Because of how they handled that. They didn't become savage. They didn't match energy. They still took all of them out. A perfect execution of the Nazarene way, by the way, in terms of battle. So sweetness doesn't stay on the tongue forever because of fate, baby. Fate. You couldn't do this forever. You couldn't keep up a ruse like this against a good person who's trying to help other people, blocking them from having access to the people that can help them help other people based on lies and shit. And you're just going to ride that energy of elevating off of pushing them down. And you thought you were going to do that shit forever. That's not true. Fate intervenes. It does not work like that. The universe is held up by spiritual and natural law. And we can play all kind of games with those laws that we want, but at the end of the day, it reconciles. The scales balance. They must, they will, they are. And so you can fuck around and find out how that feels when you pile a bunch of shit on your side of the scale and then it all dumps off the scale onto you because you went too far if you want. Okay, or you can listen to people that say you can't. That's too imbalanced. That's not gonna work. That's too imbalanced. You didn't want to listen? Okay, fate will teach you. Fuck it. Now the shit all falls off the scale onto your little dumb head. Okay, your little greedy self. And now you're being seen. You're being seen as a coward. You're being seen as a coward. But it's interesting the way this one's coming out because this way it's boorishness and gratitude, right? It's coming out like in this weird kind of, it's not quite ingratitude. It's ingratitude, but it's twisted. So it's like you're blaming other people for what you did. That's what I see. You're like, you not only you're just ungrateful, but it's like you went to do something mean to somebody. People helped you. It failed. Now you're blaming the people that tried to help you for it failing. Even though the reason it failed was because your plan sucked. But you're blaming the people that tried to help you with your sucky ass plan for it failing. And that's how people are seeing. That's how this person's being seen now. Like they're weak and they're blaming other people for this shit. But it's your shit. It's your fate. It's you pay for this shit. Wow. And there's something about... Okay. No, don't say that. All right. I'm looking to the bottom of the deck, but I had already said that this deck was done, right? Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. A blank card that's saying it's time to switch decks. I'm going to switch decks. Let's go with my tarot, shall we? Wow. All right, Holy Spirit, we thank you so far for this information. Please tell us what else we need to know. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, prophecy, foresight, insight, and hindsight. Talk to us and just warm the cards up. They are They're ready. They're ready. They don't need much. Yeah. Oh shit. So we get the Princess of Earth coming out with the announcement right down here with all this help, and this wicked ass lady here that started all this shit. She's why it's being kept so quiet. She is doing everything to keep this shit from getting out. Because somehow it getting out, like as long as it's happening under the water, she can still try to get help. So she's trying to keep, what specifically, that's something specific that she's hiding, right? Doesn't that feel specific? Oh, wow. Look at the bottom of the deck, guys. Sickness? Illness? Some specific paperwork about illness that she's hiding? Is she sick? Or did she lie and say somebody else was sick? Or did she fuck with somebody's paperwork? Like some shit. Patience. 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 Patience and illness. And somebody's not. Okay, yeah, so she lied. That's what she's worried about getting out. She lied about somebody being sick. She provided fake paperwork about somebody being sick. Damn, look at this. Off the board, this. Okay. Yeah, somebody's stealing. Oh, fuck. Am I in this? I'm in this. I'm definitely in it. Okay, guys, here we are. Those of you that watch tarot at all, anywhere, ever, may know we are all tired of this fucking energy. But guess what, guys? Guess who we're talking about? We're talking about the inheritance thief. That's what the bitch did. That's what this is. This is the bitch, the inheritance thief bitch, okay? Tens of thousands of these hussies out here, okay? This bitch lied and submit paperwork saying that this person, this star person, was sick to try to steal this. So somebody might have this is false power of attorneys that motherfuckers is running around here with, false diagnoses that people are running around here in and out of courthouses claiming they can't find people that they're intentionally avoiding, trying to have killed, all of this fuckery, right? Yeah. So the whole house of cards is built on this lie that someone submit saying that someone else was sick. The whole fucking house of cards is built on this bitch that wanted this person's inheritance lying and saying that this person was sick. And they did it with paperwork. They wrote it the fuck down. They probably submitted that shit in court. And that's like, you know, you put a bouillon cube in the water. Like, that's the bouillon cube. That's the shit that's seasoning this whole fucking thing. Because of all the lies, all the rumors, all the blocking, all of the spell work, all of that was centered around this one key element, which is the lie of this person being unwell in order to steal this money. Shit. And this one comes out. We got the Prince of Water coming out. He represents an invitation or an offer. Yeah, that's what this is. And we have this patience and patience coming out here where this is all leading. So impatience is what led to it. So it's like, I don't know. In this offer, this invitation, impatience with this offer or invitation. Tell us more about that connection, please. Simplicity. It's simple. It was more simple. What's simple? This love doesn't return home. Shit. So somebody was not love guided. Somebody changed it. Simple invitation. Dishonor. Inequality. Like, this is a lot of foul ass energy in here, guys. It's simple. It's simple. Impatience. What? Please clarify. What's simple? Equity. Okay. Shit. All right, I've just dropped a shitload of cards in my lap. Let's see what we got. Fuck. Wow. And disharmony. Benevolence. Wow, yeah. Fuck. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna... Fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna do it like this. Because it's a lot. Okay, so... what had happened was... this king... he was contemplating. He wasn't sure if he was going to reach out to this person. And so to make sure that he didn't, this whole thing unfolded, right? Which is crazy, because if the people that did all of this would have left it alone, he may not have. He may not have even recognized this person. Or he know of this person. He recognized this person, but he would not have felt as deeply for them as he does now. He feels deeply protective of them because he saw how unfair everything was and how fair this person is. If this person, whoever these people are alienating from this king, had been more unfair, had been more of a warrior, or had been more of like something like that, right? Like if it wasn't such a clear case of bullying, the king may have stayed out of it. Even like he might have just walked away. But because it was so extreme to him, it's like he thinks it was way too much just to block an offer. Like you were going to kill the person. You killed their dog. You boiled their bunny. You guys remember that Fatal Attraction? You boiled the bunny. Like, boiling the bunny's a bit much, right? That's how he feels about it. He feels like it's just a bit much. And so for him, there's not even a lot of emotion that he's experiencing in relation to these people that he's got to now deal with, because he's disgusted by the injustice of it all. And they were unable to sabotage this excellence of this other star person. They couldn't do it. Like, it's clear that this person knows what the fuck they're doing or talking about. And you guys went through all of that to try to make sure that they didn't get the contract? But when it's clear that they're the only motherfucker that knows what they're talking about? And so all you did was prove that they really do know what they're talking about, because in fighting you idiots, they had to pull out all their... This is crazy. Yeah, tower. I know that's... Damn it, I didn't mean to, yeah, I bet. I didn't mean to pull the cards up, guys, because I had cards I was going to read that I had stuck on the bottom of the deck, because I was going to do like so, right? I was going to do like this. We have a tower. And we have an amplified tower, because the way that I read, guys, when something comes up amplified like this, and when it comes up upside down, it's amplified, right? So this is a tower like no towers. This is a tower like no towers. And it's about everybody getting what they paid for, right? Everybody getting what they paid for, because people were lying. People were, this is like notaries signing off on shit that they don't know. Shit's not true. And they can't do it anymore. They're done. They can't do it anymore. They can't do that anymore, guys. This tower is coming down. And you know how they say one man's trash is another man's treasure. Oh, she's up right now. Look at her. Look at her. And look at the tower. Okay, so the tower has distorted. Reciprocity is still upright, but certification is now upright, right? So the tower, for someone, some paperwork is going to keep someone out of this tower. Why? Because they didn't try? Because they did try. What did they to celebrate? Okay, somehow, all right, so everybody's in a tower and everything's falling down around them. They're losing everything, but one person's not they're in the tower. Okay, one person's fighting the tower. I get it. Fuck. Fuck, what are they doing? Fuck. Yeah, it's the same fucking chick. She won't let go. She won't let go. So she's trying to keep herself out of the tower by, like, okay, that's like, girl, it's not going to work. Okay, that's like this. You steal a house. You commit real estate fraud. You get found out. You use the whole community to help you steal somebody's fucking house. And then when you're caught, you feel like you can avoid going to prison by just like agreeing to sign the house back over to them. Like, oh, I'll just give you back your house. That's what you think, right? But that's not how this works. Because the problem is, it could work like that in some cases, right? The problem with that working here in this case is how much you celebrated this person falling. It wasn't just about the house, it's the cruelty of your intentions that is karmically being addressed at this time. So this is why you can't get out of the tower no matter what you do. Because what you do now, you cannot resolve the intentions that you had for this person. Girl, your mean fucking stupid ass. Why did you think this was going to work anyway? Yeah. What? Some what? Oh yeah, hold on. And there they came out. The same. Look, Death was one of the ones that I was going to read, and the way I was going to read. Shit. So something is not over. Yeah, they want this shit to be over. This is not over. Oh no. This is not over. They want this to go away. In fact, not only is it not over, it's speeding up. It's picking up steam. And she's trying to get. Oh, you ain't going away, girl. She's trying to get away with that money. But it's not happening. It's not over. He's not going to let this be over. He's locked in to this justice. He's not letting this go over. This is intervention. This is the Princess of Swords intervention. You got the Princess of Swords acceleration, which is interesting because these two are kind of like opposing energies, right? He speeds up and she stops the show, right? So, but they come out like this, right? So, like in terms of their position on the board. So it's like he got away, and then she stopped anybody from being able to follow behind him, right? So this thing is already going. It's like you can't unring this bell. The Wheel of Fortune is turned. The ones on top are now on top. The ones on the bottom are now on the bottom. You might have been on top yesterday, but you're on the bottom today. It's too late. You can't stop the Wheel of Fortune from turning. You can't close out a cycle that you don't close. You don't get to just step out of a cycle. If you could timeline jump, right? Because a lot of us are familiar with timeline jumping. If you guys ever want a lesson on that, I'm glad to teach. But if you timeline jump because you think you're avoiding karma, you typically will jump into a timeline that puts you like further ahead in that karmic story. Like for instance, let's say you timeline jump because you know that you have a car accident coming because you sent car accident magic to 10 people and none of them got in car accidents. So now you know that there's a car accident coming to you. So you try to timeline jump, right? Now, the way that you timeline jump is you now try to tie your energy to a different story. You try to abandon that story and tie your energy to a different story. You can do it all the time, right? It's the walk away. It's the power of the walk away, right? But you can't walk away and leave karma. So when you walk away, karma goes with you. But when you timeline jump, so you leave that story and you put your energy into a next story. You go make new friends. You move to a new town, whatever the fuck, right? You get a new job. You made a complete mess at that job and you go to the new job. You go to the new story. This is timeline jumping, right? You insert yourself into a different reality to escape the reality that you were just in. But what's going to happen is when you timeline jump, if you're timeline jumping to avoid accountability, you'll timeline jump to a situation where you will actually expedite the karma from the last situation so that you can enter into a next phase. So it's like, okay, you can get into the next phase, but we got to clean that up real quick. So you won't escape the car accident. You will like move smack into it. Or you will put yourself where you escaped the car accident, but now your daughter dies in a car accident. Like as soon as you leave that other timeline. That's because karma doesn't, you can't outrun it. This person tried to outrun it. Golly, I'm tired. This is tiring reading. Not necessarily being seen and talked about is that the people see this as a temptation for the hermit. People see, they saw that this was a test. This king energy, this man who's this protective man in this story, the people are seeing for him that this was a test. People see that this was a test for him. Interesting. A test for him, huh? Lies. There's tests. Oh, a test to see if he would believe the lies, if he would sharpen his discernment. Something about him, this king, locking in is a generational blessing for him. There's a spiritual gift for him. If he did fall for it, though. So he didn't stay in it. He's coming out now, but he did fall for it. So, yeah. And people see that. People can see that. People are like, oh, damn, he got tricked out his spot. No more, Holy Spirit. No more. No more. Okay, let me see if that's the end of the read or if it's, if I need to get a next deck, I'll use a pendulum for that. It's a blue one. I like the way this blue one behaves. Okay. Holy Spirit, is there more? Or is that all, Holy Spirit? Is there more? Or is that all? Is there more, Holy Spirit? Or is that all? There's more. Okay. Which deck? Oh, where are they? All right, hallelujah. Thank you. Okay, so people see it as a test that the guy failed. Hold on, guys. Let me help someone. I'm not going to give you the fast. I need it. I won't give you the fast. Not much breeze today. It's pretty still air, so it's extra stuffy. But there, is that better? Look at that highest color on here. Is that better? Hold on, guys. I'll be right there. Give me a second. I'm going to put this. Oh, wait. Fix this both. Okay. Where did the fan go? Sorry, guys. I'll be right back with you. Give me a second. It's hot here in Belize, y'all. It's hot. Typically, we get a lot of sea breeze coming through this apartment, this house. We get a lot of, nice sea breeze, but some days when the air is really still, it's just we just hot around here. So, my baby girl's over there sweating. Okay. All right, let's get this table back. Sorry about that, all that wiggling and jiggling. Okay. Whew. All right, let's see what else. Oh, it's the cruelty, guys. It's the cruelty. You know that line where they claimed Jesus when he was on the cross said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." And now that line was only added about 500 years ago to the biblical narrative. But what I find so troubling about it is that it's like you not knowing what you're doing in that case would not call for more forgiveness, but instead less. Let me explain. You think someone is vulnerable, and so you attack them. They beat your ass, and now you want forgiveness. Because if you had known that they weren't vulnerable, you wouldn't have attacked them. So then you want forgiveness because, oh, well, I didn't realize I was attacking someone with power. I thought I was attacking someone vulnerable. So please forgive me, because if I'd known that you'd had power, I wouldn't have attacked you. No, bitch. That means you more deserve punishment because you thought the person was vulnerable. If you thought that the person could defend themselves and you attacked them, and then you found out that they were vulnerable, then you say, oh my God, forgive me, I didn't realize I was picking on someone who couldn't defend themselves. That's forgive them for they know not what they do. Not, I thought it was a vulnerable person, but it's a strong person, so now I want forgiveness. That's not how that works. But that's exactly what we have playing out here. We have people that attacked a person that they thought was vulnerable. Turned out that the person was, in fact, a whole entire ass Navy SEAL. So now that you find out that this person was a whole ass Navy SEAL, you got your ass beat, you want forgiveness? Because if you'd known they weren't vulnerable, you would have never done it. Oh, I thought I was picking on a baby, a child, a weakling. Right? You people thought you were picking on a weakling, so all 50 fucking 100 of you from the whole fucking town ganged up on this one person to steal whatever little money, whatever little contracts, whatever little favor they might have had with people who could help them make their dreams come true, whatever somebody left them, because we got an inheritance in here. We got a stolen inheritance. We got a stolen fucking contract. We got a stolen fucking love story. So you people gathered up together because you thought the person that was in line for the love story, that was in line for the contract, that was in line for the house, for the blessing. You thought they were vulnerable, and so you ganged up on them to steal their shit. And since you stole the shit, but you couldn't destroy them, you couldn't kill them, you couldn't get rid of them. And so now that they outlasted your lie of they were so whatever you said about them, sick, they were too sick for their own blessing, you told everybody. So since they're not too sick for their own blessing, you want forgiveness? Because if you had known that they could beat your ass, you never would have tried it? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Somebody's son, somebody's mother. Fuck out of here. Wow, look at that. Look how they fell. Look at how they fell. This mother and son fell on this intervention. It's like the intervention is blocking the mother from the son. Preventing the mother from going with the son. The son is going toward this motorcycle and the mom can't go. Wow. So this is somebody's fucking mother doing this? Some controlling ass mother trying to like control what her son, I don't know what the fuck. And we got a quarter moon here, a crescent moon. So, and it looks like it is, it's waxing, right? Is that waxing or waning? Let me see. Yeah, that's a waxing crescent. So things are little by little coming out. Like people are being enlightened little by little. Oh, it falls on that temptation too, doesn't it? And that dirty ass black magic. Oh. So people feel like this person they feel like somebody put a spell on him, on the king energy. They feel like somebody put a spell on that king energy. to make him be tempted away. People feel like, people in the community think that, okay? With the clouds, with the storm gathering. People think that they use magic. What's the magic have to do with the storm? What's the, damn, to bury someone? Storm magic to bury someone? What the fuck? Somebody swimming back to shore. Back to shore. What? The temptation, the magic, the air burying someone and swimming back to shore. Burying someone. Somebody couldn't sabotage. Sabotage had to do with burying someone. But they swam back to shore? What? Talk to me. Clarify this. What are the people talking about? Remember, guys, this is from the outside looking in. This is what the people are saying. And they're saying it's hidden. They're saying this is a blank card. It's a veil. It's a hidden. What? This arrogance, this certification, this reciprocity. Yeah, okay. It's hidden. It's coming out little by little. Oh, somebody thought they buried it. They went back to check. This has to do with this witchcraft. Something about this paperwork. Something about this paperwork is connected to this witchcraft that they used on this masculine to deceive him. Whoa, okay, shit, wow. What the fuck? We got the devil. A twisted devil at that, okay? A distorted devil. So that's like a devil of devils. We got falling on this swimming back. It's money. You see it? Money. Somebody went back for the money. Poison. They couldn't break somebody's heart. A celebration. Poison. Somebody was poisoned. What the? Okay. Basanhaila. Please clarify. Gilgala. Clarify. What is happening? Somebody went back for the money. There was moon magic going on. Moon magic. A storm gathering. Somebody buried something. They buried a truth. They buried paperwork. They buried a paper trail. Somebody thought they got rid of a paper trail. They couldn't poison someone, though. They couldn't poison somebody's heart. They couldn't poison somebody's heart. Wow. This devil, this twisted devil, couldn't poison somebody's heart. So they went back for the money? I don't understand that, guys. I don't understand that. Couldn't poison somebody's heart, they went back for the money. It's really strange. Over this hidden paperwork. Moon magic. Moon magic. Couldn't poison a heart. Talk to me. Who went back for the money? What are we talking about? And this is stuff that the people are talking about. This is in the community. What the fuck? This son. Because now it's a father and a son. They couldn't poison somebody's heart. They couldn't poison a son's heart. They couldn't poison a son's heart. What? Because of they're mirroring someone, or because of they're equal to someone, or because they see themselves in someone. They've been watching closely. It's a microscope. They've been watching closely. Poison somebody's heart. Whoa, this feels like a completely separate reading, guys. I'm having trouble connecting this energy with what we've just been reading. So just give me a second while I figure out what we're looking at here. We've got this mirroring energy. It's connected to this black magic, poisoning someone's heart, burying something, going back for the money, causing a storm, poison. Okay, an attempt to poison someone's heart caused a storm. They tried to bury it. They couldn't poison this person's heart. So maybe that's how they were going to bury whatever storm this was by poisoning this person's heart. By trying to come between a mother and son? Or yeah, it looks like they're trying to come between a mother and son. And somebody went back for the money. Like, why are they going back for the money? What? Who? Someone is copying someone. Someone's trying to be someone. Someone's trying to look like someone else. What? This is really confusing, guys. Sorry. I'm not going to make it up, you know. So if I don't get it, I'll keep digging. But I'm not going to make up a story. I don't know what the fuck this is saying. Talk to us. What are you saying? What is happening here with this poisoning of the heart? What? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that's Scorpio, but I'm going to check because I told you how I be messing up these zodiac signs. I'm just saying the wrong ones, but I think that's right. Let's make sure. I was correct. It is Scorpio. And so Scorpio, fierceness, intensity, right? Power. You think of a scorpion, the power in that little drop of poison, right? Power. Scorpions, you know, scorpions are cool, like how flat they are. Like they can get in like little flat skinny spaces because they're like flat. They're so strange. Like even the big ones, I've seen scorpions like big ones, right? And I guess that's not big, some of them are huge, but like I've seen big ass scorpions, but they can still fit like under like a crack of a door because they're like flat. So there's something about that, being able to get in under the door, under a crack of a door, or like being able to slip in, and like a little bit of poison going a long way with this, trying to poison this person's heart here that didn't work. This poison between this parental situation with this, it's a son. I don't know, the parent could be a mother or father, but the son is the focus of this poisoning of the heart that didn't work. Someone looked closely at this situation and saw that somebody was mirroring somebody or copycatting somebody. Something about that caused a storm, and we got Aries at the bottom of the deck. And again, we've got this sickness. Fuck. Okay, so Aries is, you know, it's leadership, it's bravery, it's courage, it's starting things out, it's charting a path. And then we got this sickness and distorted. So this Aries, this path maker was not fucking sick. Somebody was pretending. Somebody was pretending to be this Aries. And somebody was looking at this. Somebody was watching somebody pretending to be sick. And it had something to do with alienating this person from this sun, poisoning him. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But what? Oh, I see a comment. Why are you? Wait, I'm sorry. I see a comment. I got to take it off the thing to read the comments. Why are you saying we are Indian? Kazembe, are you still in the room? Kazembe, if you're still in the room, put a little thumbs up or something so I know that you're in the room, and I'll talk to you about that. I'm happy to talk to you about that. And I don't know who you are, but I assure you, I've never said that you are Indian. Okay, so when you say, why am I saying that we are Indian, I don't know you. I haven't said that you are Indian. Okay? Anyway, are you fucking serious? Now we've got the father and daughter that come out. This is about legacy. This is about an inheritance. This is about an inheritance, guys. I've never seen so many of the children cards come out. We've got the mother and son. We've got the father and son. We've got the mother and son. We've got the father and daughter. Now we've got the father and son. So we're talking about family here. We're talking about family. Now that we've got this group, we've got moms, dads, cousins, uncles. We've got a whole ass family here. I've never seen this many of the people. And then remember, this also came out too, right? The mirroring card. So that's a lot of people. Look at all these people involved in this bullshit. This is definitely some old inheritance theft shit with the whole family. The whole damn family stole this money from somebody by pretending that that person was sick. So it's like everybody getting together and all agreeing to lie and say that somebody is manic or something like that, so that y'all can steal their fucking money and split it. That's what y'all bitches is out here fucking doing. But somebody had to take on the role of, because this person that they attacked was not what they said, was not crazy, was not unstable, like they said, because they were unable to create stability by undermining this person's relationships, in particular with family members, their kids. Because this person didn't wig out, didn't prove themselves to be unstable, no matter who was poisoned against them, they still stood stable. Now they needed somebody to pretend to be this person to prove that they were unstable. So that's what y'all are doing now? That's how we're going to rock it now? So now, because the actual person is clearly not crazy, so now you're going to have somebody else go and pretend to be them and be crazy to try to fix your narrative? Because this person thinks outside of the box, because this person is a trailblazer, so you want to undermine the trailblazer by saying, oh, they're not creative, they're crazy, they're not innovative, they're psycho, they're not spiritual, they're demonic. It's like that, right? Because this person is so far ahead of the game that you want to like cause them to trip up. So you create this lie about their health to alienate them from absolutely everybody so that you can end up with their fucking money. And you use the whole ass family to do that. You involve the whole family in that. What? Y'all are crazy as fuck out here. Whoever I'm reading for, listen, please believe me when I tell you I know what you were going through. I went through this bullshit with my own family, okay? my piece of advice, I'm going to tell you what I did, okay? You leave your paper trail, you put in all your reports, you make your reports, you file whatever you got to file, and then get the fuck away. And if people are going to investigate it, they will. And if they're not, they're not. But don't spend your life. Do not let them hijack your destiny. You saw her blocking. They cannot follow you, okay? They cannot follow you. Don't let them hijack your destiny by locking into this battle with them so that they can prove that you're as crazy as they're saying. Walk the fuck away. What's for you is for you. It'll circle back around for you when all the shit hits the fan, which it looks like from the beginning of this reading. It's already hit the fan. It's underwater. Shit's hitting the fan. So you just need to be patient because it's their impatience that started this all out. Their impatience with what? I don't care. I don't even care. Is there more? This is a whole family, y'all. This is a whole ass family that came against somebody. They did all this to block somebody in their own damn family. It's a shame how often that happens. Is that all? Or is there more, Holy Spirit? Is that all? Or is there more? The one who started this shit, it's gone down in her life. That's all. All right, wow, that was all over the place. So, I'm gonna hit this here real quick. We're gonna go do a quick recap here of what this is all going on, but let me hit this blunt real quick, cause Okay, so here's what we got going on. The shit done hit the fan, mostly underwater. Most people have no idea of the extent to which shit has hit the fan for this group. This is a family, a very corrupt family. This is a family who has gone to great lengths to single out the person who is non-conventional, the weirdo of the family oddball, the black sheep of the family. They've singled this person out because this person was left something, was offered something, was in line for something, right? That this family could not stand to see this person with, because the standing narrative that they all built was that this person is crazy. So whenever anybody comes and hears about the person is, oh, I heard this person's really, revolutionary and really forward thinking and really innovative and interesting, the family then blocks and says, no, they're not interesting. They're crazy, right? And so they've been able to create sort of a bubble preventing this person from breaking through. But this person was at the edge of breaking through. There was some king energy, some protective provider, protector type energy that had spotted this person, and they were in line for a blessing, whether this was an inheritance that was left, whether this was an offer that was coming in of marriage, of business partnership, whatever it was. The family knew about this before this person did. And they conspired together to stop that person from getting it by collectively agreeing on the narrative that apparently this one woman, there's a woman who started the narrative of this person being crazy. This is a person who's maintained the narrative. So then they got the rest of the family to join in on this narrative so they could steal this fucking money. So then they created a false paper trail by using a false person to go and pretend that they were this person in line with the blessing. So now that all that shit's hitting the fan, they are trying to figure out how to fix it so that they can still get some of the money. But they can't fix it because that whoever this person is that is now seeing it, this king, this protective energy that's protecting whoever this person that this family hates, he is not letting them anywhere near this person now. He's not letting them anywhere near this person because he has seen that they undermine him and the person in their meanness. But it's the meanness of the group that this man can't get past. Like, he's like, we're not going back there. You're cowards. Right? He's a king personality. So cowards, they don't sit with fucking cowards. Right? So that's what you're working with. And so now, these people are up shit's creek, and they want it to be over, but it's just beginning. Like, they want the story to end there. This story does not end here. This shit is just starting for them karmically. Because they have a lot to pay for. Because you know what, guys? When you have this kind of organized group of bullies like this, it's whoever this was, this one that they thought was vulnerable, that they thought was weak, but was just, on their chill. See, the problem is that this is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is not the first time these people have done this. That's why there are so many people on the board. There's all kind of paperwork on the board. There's all kinds of government seals on the board. There's all kinds of relationships. There's love, there's inheritances, there's business partnerships, there's friendships. All this shit's on the board. Why? Because these people have been undermining all of that shit for a lot of people for a really long time. And so now time is up. Now we sort it all out and see who did what. And so now that it's sorted all out, now they want to back out, they want to reconcile, they want to make friends. They want to skip the sorted all out part, because the sorted all out part is going to end in big problems for a lot of these people. Big ass problems for a lot of these people. And something about it was about keeping people unhoused. Keeping people unhoused. What about that? Why? Why do they need people to be unhoused? It's about lack of values, Venus energy, right? Well, Venus is like this. Venus energy, so distorted Venus energy, they don't have values. They don't have, they're not like, people don't see them. People don't see them as the standard. Whoever this weirdo is kind of like the family standard for Venus energy. And that they don't like that because they don't carry that Venus energy. So it's all about that. It's all about this person being, Venus energy is like your divine feminine energy. Beautiful, sensual, smart, fair, right? It's the fair, that's what it is. It's the fair, beautiful lady, right? When you're looking at Venus combined with Aries, right? They don't like the Venus aspect. They like, she got to either be a cutting edge, or she's got to be beautiful and have values. But she can't be cutting edge and be beautiful and have values. Because they consider themselves cutting edge, but they're not beautiful and they don't have the values. So that's the part that they've been attacking. Fuck, I keep trying to close the reading, cards keep jumping out. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, because she's authentic. It's the authenticity that they lack that they came for. They came for her because she was authentic. They wanted to make authenticity seem crazy. That's a world phenomenon, where they're saying that people that walk out, color outside the lines, think outside the box, walk, off the grid and things like that. The days of calling people like that crazy are like coming to an end, but that is a global phenomenon of calling people who live outside of the fringes of society like that they're crazy, something's wrong with them, right? But now we're a flex, and these people couldn't handle it. So they try to attach it to like illness and even fabricate a whole reality to make it happen, but it didn't happen. It failed. And now they're going to catch hell because they've done it not just to this one person. They've done it to a lot of fucking people. It's what they do. And I cannot stress enough that their biggest problem right now is all that fucking magic they cast. Whether it was actual, like, you know, write their name on a paper and piss in the jar and, you know, put it under the moon for so long, weird shit like that, or whether it was just lies and rumors. Either way, that's their biggest problem right now, is the shit they stirred up. They went too far. They wouldn't leave it alone. Wow. So advice. My advice, if you're caught up in this shit, my advice is don't waste any more time trying to prevent this from happening. It is happening. What you should be doing is really grounding yourself, because you are in for the shitstorm of your life. Because however many people you did this little mean shit to, remember, you're going to get an amplified return on each of them, and it's all coming down now. So now is the part where you get to sit around and think about your actions, okay? And you're going to need a lot of strength, because you're going to realize that you had so many opportunities to do right, and you are going to realize how many people tried to stop you. You're going to realize how your ancestors and your spirit guides tried to stop you. You're going to realize how many times you refused to be saved from this karma. And it's going to become very, very heavy on your psyche. You're going to want to kill yourself and stuff like that. Okay? So what I'm suggesting you do is really get grounded so that you can stand. So you can just hold until it passes. And what's going to ground you is open up compassion, right? Open up compassion for yourself. And the key to the compassion for yourself is to finally admit that that person never deserved it. They never deserved it, okay? And what you did was unfair. And so in coming into a just, truthful place, that's grounding, okay? And so that will allow you to untangle all of whatever caused you to incite all of these people against this person. And if you are one of these flying monkeys, junkies, and flunkies, same thing applies, right? It will help you to really unpack why you did what you did. And once you understand why you did what you did, it can point to an area where you need some healing. You may need therapy. You may need an exorcism. I don't know. What the fuck, okay? But once you get into that, now you can extend compassion for yourself and go through the healing journey, right? But you're entering into, and I don't have to tell you, I know you know, but I'm just saying it because, you know, it is what it is. You're heading into the worst storm of your life. You are. Because you've caused for a lot of people the worst storm of their life. So brace yourself. To the people who, you know, it's funny because a lot of the people who this applies to don't even know that this is all happening. A lot of this has happened and they don't even know. People don't know people blocked business, these things, right? Blocked love. They don't even know. They're just going about living their best life. And they you know, they saw some shit hit the fan in some area and they just were like, oh, okay, I'll just go do something else, right? So I don't really have advice for those people because 9 times out of 10, they're just minding their own business doing something else, which is the advice, right? But to this king person who is now feeling very protective of this person that they were previously, I hear, assisting others to attack. So they even had you moving against this person. Again, I would still say, have compassion on yourself. You didn't know what you know now. Know now, excuse me. But I would also say to, as you move forward, don't have any expectations of how this person is going to receive you if you are the one that's going to bring your findings to this person, right? If you're going to come to this person and say, look, you know, your family snaked you out of a deal, or your family snaked you out of your inheritance, or your family snaked you out of your love, or whatever, you're the person that's going to come to them, and you do have things that you participated in, ways that you participated in this that you need to you need to, you know, be upfront about. Don't have any expectations that just because you got off the hate train early and are now on the love train, that this person is going to necessarily receive you, you know, like with big open loving arms, right? Because from the perspective of a person to whom similar thing has happened, we are very fucking cautious right now. So people may not be as warm or as receiving of you as you may feel like you need. They cannot tend to you and your needs, okay, in this moment. So resist the urge to put any of your own needs forth at this point. Just share the information. If you're going to assist, share the assistance, and leave it at that, I would say. So yeah, this reading was all over the place. It feels like it's long as, I don't know, long as the, you know, Mississippi River. If that's the wrong kind of long, but either way. I'm out of here, guys. I love you guys so much. Jedi, Empress Jedi, the Rabble Rouser, High Priestess of Ma'at. It's been a Black Enlightainment production. Most High be glorified, magnified, and praised here at Black Enlightainment. We are broadcasting consciousness. If you would like me to make you a deck of the Indinkra divining coins, or even a tarot deck, or other ones. I do have other ones, like the Egyptian ones I'm still working on. But like I do the I Ching. These are cool, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and let me show you guys how. Okay, so like I pull sprouting, right? It's number 3, third hexagram in the I Ching. So then what I would do is, I'm just showing you how I use the I Ching, right? So now, okay, no, it didn't break. Now what I would do is, right, you get a die, and you say, and that tells us it's the first line of the third hexagram. And then what I would do, because I've not deeply studied the I Ching like my friend Sa, I thought he was on there, Brother Sa Anu Aka, I hope I'm saying your name right, Phoenix. I call him the Divine Phoenix anyway. But either way, he's much studied in the I Ching. So, you know, he can tell you the right way to divine, but this is how I would do it. We'll pull that card out. We get that. I toss the die. We get number 1, and then I would Google. So we go online. We go to the laptop, and we type in. The problem with using Google is that Google is not necessarily representing the perspective that we like. Right, because it's not a melanin-centered perspective. A lot of the people that are reading this, and we definitely have different ways that we take things, right? And if you're wondering what I mean by that, for instance, when you say something like nepotism, right? Nepotism that's how you build family wealth, right? Everybody knows you hire your family to work in the family business. That's why, family businesses are a thing, right? So in some circles, when you say nepotism, it's like, oh my God, that's horrible. But in other circles, it's like, oh my God, it's the best, most beautiful thing ever, right? So you got to be mindful of when you're reading about things, you always keep in mind whose perspective you're reading from, right? But anyway, so just as an example though, so then you go to Google and you will go third hexagram, right? Third, okay, of the I Ching. You probably don't even have to do anything. You don't have to say, you don't necessarily have to say of the I Ching, because when you type in the number in hexagram, I Ching stuff's going to come up, right? So we have the third hexagram here, and we have the first line. So here we go online and we type it in, third hexagram. Now we go and we look at, I think key flow is the one that I like, right? And then we go, And for the record, Yi Ching counts from the bottom to the top. So the first one is going to be the first line. The sixth line is the bottom line, yang. Hesitation and hindrance, it furthers one to remain persevering. It furthers one to appoint helpers. Okay? So this first line suggests you're facing a significant obstacle right at the start. You may feel hesitant or blocked, unsure of which path to take. This hesitation is actually beneficial. Do not force progress prematurely. Instead, use this pause to strengthen your resolve and clarify your position. Hallelujah. It is vital to seek assistance now. Do not try to overcome this initial barrier alone. Finding the right allies or mentors will provide the leverage needed to move forward. Okay? All right? So that's the Yi Ching voice on it. And I'm going to give that to everybody. Everybody that this reading pertains to, no matter which side of the fence or where you're sitting. We're going to say that that's your advice, right? Seek help. Chill for a minute. Solidify yourself. Like I said, get grounded. And you're going to need help. You're going to need help. So it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all stay free out there. And remember that authenticity is righteousness. You are perfect. If you're created by a perfect deity, it's impossible for you to be imperfect. Math don't math. So let them imperfect people created by their father, the devil, going over there with that nobody's perfect stuff. We are perfect, for our Father is perfect, just as he commanded, be thou perfect, for I am perfect. How can we not be? I love you guys, and I'm out. This reading feels like I've been on here all day. Oy vey.